All right, so we got the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best fighters. He already left? Oh. All right, one of the best fighters I've ever met. Colby Covington, how are you?
I'm doing good, Adam. How you doing, brother?
Where's the volume?
Can't hear him.
Can't hear him. Volume. Help. Somebody help.
1 second, Colby. No big deal. This is just Better Box Studios.
All right, good. Colby.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you. How are you feeling? What's life been like since that epic fight?
I'm feeling great. I've never been better. I'm back to training now at American Top Team, so I'm feeling good. I'm working on the skills, getting better every single day, and life's changed a lot. I have a lot more freedoms now, and I can do a lot more in my life. So, life's good. Just like every American, we're working hard and we're earning it every day.
So wait, so you're still an American Top Team, or you're out of there?
No, I'm still an American Top Team, man. Why would you ever say that? Dan Lambert, my good friend and manager, I would never leave Dan Lambert. He's done so much for me. And come on, I'm the first guy that's truly went through ATT. Like, I'm not like the other fighters where they come from other gyms and they come to ATT because what we offer is great things. I started at American Top Team.
Of course. Hey, Colby, can we get your volume up?
Is it down? I'm going to try the headphones.
Okay.
I think yours is...
How do we get...
Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better now?
Could you hear him? I can't hear. I can barely hear. What,
I can hear him. Try these headphones.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Let me see.
Give me these ones.
Is this better? Colby, talk to me.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear him perfectly. Mayhem, come here. Colby's on the phone.
Already?
Yeah, already. You're 45 minutes late, fucker. Already. So we got the Mayhem
shit.
Miller. We got the legend Colby Covington.
Can't even hear this damn thing. What the hell?
All right. So we got this ready.
We've only had 2 hours to prepare for this.
Yes. All right, here we go. Now, Colby, I was at that fight. It was one of the best fights I've ever seen live. It was a great fight. How are you feeling about the fight, and what would you have done differently if you could do it all over again?
Everybody knows that was a fake fight. It was a fake ref. That ref is a fucking coward, Mark Goddard. He's trying to play the victim. Oh, look at me, I'm the victim. Oh, dude, you're the one that fucked up all the calls. You had 2 momentum changes in the fight. I kicked Marty in the liver, and he's about to quit in the fight. And all of a sudden, give him a 5-minute life raft. Give him a timeout so he can recover, catch his wind, and then he'll be better. And then the fake eye poke, he's selling the other eye when he barely got the other eye poked, and he's selling the other eye on camera. Adam, this is like Hollywood. All this stuff's going to get on camera. The world is going to see this. So only you are going to look like the dumbass and fake newsman that you are. And then, of course, the stoppage was bullshit, Adam. I was completely in the fight. We fight to the death. That's what I signed up to fight to the death, and they didn't give me that opportunity. They robbed me. Fucking Mark Goddard's a fucking idiot. He should never fucking ref a fight ever again in his entire life. And the fact that he's playing victim, I'm getting death threats. Yeah, because you're a shitty fucking ref. Go fucking stay in wherever the fuck you're from across the pond and never come to America again, you fucking bitch.
Now,
dropping the hammer.
Now, I had you up 3-1.
The truth.
I honestly, going to the 5th, I had you up 3-1. Honestly.
Same,
And I think a lot of people around me had that score. If that fight doesn't get stopped, you were pretty rocked, though. Is that the most hurt you've ever been hurt?
What? Dude, I was not rocked at all, Adam. I was on a double leg, chilling, intelligently defending myself. I was completely coherent. I was not rocked, Adam.
But you did fall down, though. No?
Okay, yeah, he clipped me. I fell down, but what big deal? I'm a professional fighter. Everybody, you can get your bell rung a little bit and still be completely fine. That's not a big deal. That's what the warrior spirit is. That's the American way, let our troops, if you're in war, if a guy gets shot in the kneecap or shot in the knee, maybe he falls to the ground. That doesn't mean he's dead. You got to kill him. And that's what ultimate fighting is about.
No,
we're not playing basketball. We're not playing for points, Adam. Adam, we ain't playing for points, bro. We're playing for fucking consciousness. And he didn't remove my consciousness. I was completely fine. I was coherent, intelligently defending myself. It was a fake fight, fake stoppage, fake rife. I want my fucking rematch.
Now, there were some shots in the back of the head. You're absolutely right. What do you think?
That's what I'm saying. Dude, Okay, Adam, objectively look at this fight. Like, all the people that hate me, take your emotions, your feelings out of it. Like, analyze this fight. Go look at the fight. Look at the stoppages. Look at the the momentum change. And then go look at the end of the fight, Adam. Go look at those.
No.
It's 4 shots directly to the back of my head.
Yeah.
It's right in front of Mark Goddard's face. Mark's looking over my back. He's hovering over me, looking right there. 4 backs to the back of my head, and he doesn't even call them. And then he calls a stoppage, and I even was defending myself. But look at the completely different way he's reffing the fight. He calls fouls that aren't there for Marty, but when there's fouls there right in front of him,
What happened?
You know what? He was just spitting
there
too
he
much
is.
truth.
He's back.
He's back.
He's back.
Man.
Now, what do you think would have happened had they let the fight go on the last minute and a half?
there was only 50 seconds left.
50 seconds. What do you think would have happened?
I would have got to my feet. I was completely recovered. Obviously, when you see that Mark Goddard stops the fight, I stand right up and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? I'm completely fine. I'm walking around completely fine. I'm a fucking fighter. This is what I do for a living. I love to fight. I was not out of the fight. I signed up on my UFC agreement. We had a talk backstage with Mark Goddard. Hey, don't stop this fight unless I'm completely unconscious. That's what I signed up for. That's what I want. That's what war is. So this war isn't over.
But those
This
aren't
war
the,
isn't
but,
over,
but those
Adam.
aren't the UFC rules, though. I mean, people say if a guy's really hurt, they stop it. You know, they're not going to fight to the death. That's not going to happen.
Really hurt. I wasn't even really hurt.
I'm not saying you were, but I'm not saying you were, but I'm saying the rules are they're not going to let you fight to the death. This is not a fight to the death. You know that.
Okay, well, it's a fight to the unconsciousness. Everybody knows that. That's what fighting is.
Yeah.
But what do you think you could have done a little better? Because sometimes, like, I'll be coaching wrestling, and a kid will get screwed on points, or a point or two, and I'll say, yeah, but you shouldn't have let it happen be so close, right? So what do you think you should have done so that it doesn't even hit the 5th round? Like, to kind of stop Usman earlier?
Well, you know, the thing is if you go back and watch that fight and you see what happened in the first 4 rounds, I was beating him for 24 minutes. They saved him. They gave him a life wrap. You know, they wanted him to, they beat me. Everybody hates me. I'm the bad guy. Oh, everybody hates Colby because he supports Trump, which is another guy, Trump. He has the deck stacked against him and he's still winning. And that's what I'm going to do. Adam Hayes, stack the deck against me. I had to fight 2 guys that night. I didn't just fight Marty Fake Newsman. I fought Mark Goddard as well. So, the deck stacked against me, and I didn't have a fair shake. I want a fair shake next time, and it's going to be a completely fucking different outcome.
Mayhem?
I mean, what? I feel like he thinks these liberal elites are judging the fights wrong. And I feel
Damn
like
right.
he has a point. He might have a point here. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's socialist reffing.
I mean, Herb Dean let Ben
That's what I'm
Askren
saying.
get, like, completely blown out by Robbie Lawler and let that fight go on. I mean, he was a lot more hurt than Colby was.
Yeah. I agree. I felt a little bit let down by that stoppage. I felt like they should have let you continue, fight to the. I'm on the same side as you are, fight to the death. But at the same time, it is the referee's job to protect if he feels that. It's a blurry line there, and if he feels that, you're taking unanswered shots, he has the authority to step in. I can see why you're angry about it, obviously. What I was thinking was that the strategy that went in? I felt like you were on the end of some bad calls, but was that the strategy going in? I mean, did the game plan go as according?
I mean, you're an all-American wrestler. How come you didn't shoot any takedowns?
Because, I was beating him up in the stand-up. I didn't feel like I needed to. I was rocking him every round. Like, I wobbled him on his feet multiple times. Yeah, he didn't hit the ground, but he was still shook and his legs were wobbly, And I was winning the striking exchanges. I felt like I easily won rounds 1, 2, and 4. I was up 3 rounds to 1, and even one judge had me up 3 rounds to 1. So, I didn't feel like I had to wrestle. If we fought again, I might implement more wrestling just to get the scrambles going, get his blood filled up in his arms a little bit more. So, he has that lactic acid threshold in his arms, and it's going to take away some of his power and speed. But he'll probably look for another right wrap and get a little break again and get in a 5-minute break and cheat again because he's a cheater and he's a fake actor. But You know, it's sad, Adam. If there's not a rematch, man, if this doesn't warrant a rematch, man,
There'll be a rematch.
Man,
They have to be a rematch. I mean, you guys were so close. It was such a close fight. It was the best fight I've seen in a long time. I was up there with to me it was up there with Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler live at least, because it was a war. Were you surprised that he was able to kind of not go out, because you did rock him a bunch of times? Were you surprised by his chin?
Yeah, I was surprised by his chin. You know, I caught him a couple of times, and he was able to stay in there good. You know, definitely, you know, taking that break in the second round when I had wobbled him in the second round, and then I kicked him with a big liver kick. You know, that momentum change was huge. He got 5 minutes to recover. And then also with the eye poke, the reason he was selling that eye poke is right before that, if you go watch the video, I head kicked him, and he was wobbling. He was on Daisy Street. So, you know, those 10 minutes of recovering in a 25-minute world championship fight was huge. And that's what played into the outcome. You know, it would have been a completely different outcome if he didn't get those momentum change. And honestly, go look at the tape. I just want people to go look at the tape. Go watch the whole entire fight. Go watch the end of the fight. I'm intelligently defending myself. He's hitting me straight to the back of the head, and they're not even bothering me. The little baby hits, because it's 24 minutes into a world title fight. And the fact that Mark Goddard calls that a stoppage, guy's a fucking joke. And then look at the next week, Adam. What happened with Frankie Edgar? He lets Frankie Edgar die the next week. So where's the consistencies in the call? He's calling it way too quick on me, and then he's letting Frankie Edgar, a legend, die in the octagon.
No, a lot of guys agreed with you. I mean, Chris Weidman said early stoppage. Aljamain Sterling said early stoppage. A lot of guys were on your team as far as that goes. Now, you, after the fight, you ran out of the octagon. You like took off, which was, I actually in a way wanted to hear what you had to say, even win or lose, because you're always very entertaining in the octagon. But now, did you break your jaw, or was that complete nonsense?
No, that's complete nonsense, you know. And speaking of that, I'm glad that you brought that up, you know. Yeah, I didn't break my jaw. I'm not a doctor. I'm a UFC fighter, and I'm the best fighter in the world. So I'm sorry if I'm in my corner and I'm saying I broke my jaw because it was a little maybe sore. But I'm not a doctor. I'm a UFC fighter. It's hard to manage being both things, you know. I'm a businessman, entrepreneur, all these other things. But let's talk about the corner audio, Adam. Another illegal thing where they stacked the deck against me. I'm supposed to be inside a vacuum bag with my corner, Conan Silveira, and they're releasing the corner audio all over social media. So he's getting that back to his corner. He's getting this knowledge. Hey, Colby said he's broken his jaw. I mean, that sways everything.
Wow.
Like, look at all the cheating going on with the signal calling, the signal stealing with the Astros right now in MLB. Look at all the deflate gate with the Patriots in the NFL. All the cheating going on in sports. That's another cheat. Like, they're not supposed to be able to get up my corner knowledge and know our strategy and what we're talking about. Like, that's completely unfair. And I don't know if that goes to the NSAC, or I don't know who that goes to, or who releases those tapes and that footage. But that's not fair to give live, you know, tells of my corner and what we're talking about.
That's crazy.
Mayhem?
I mean, there's no such thing as a fair fight. You know what I mean? And you've been playing the bad guy for so long that you kind of have to expect that Dak's going to get stacked against you. They want the good guy to win, right? I mean,
yeah, but Colby sells more tickets.
I agree. I totally. And I think he's going to continue to sell more tickets no matter what he does and no matter who he fights next. So he's kind of put himself in a great position. But I can understand where you're coming from. But, I mean, don't you think that you were always headed to this place where if you're going to play the bad guy and you're going to be the heel, that everybody is going to kind of want you to lose, and you're going to have to do so much more to get your win? What do you think?
Is that what happened with you?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man.
I mean,
you make a very good point.
Mayhem's convinced that they poisoned him for a fight.
Dude,
Definitely.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Now, that night, are you... After you lose, are you in your hotel room pacing back and forth, pissed off, or are you having threesomes with porn stars?
You know, of course, I'm in Las Vegas, and, you know, the Trump family took very good care of me. They treated me first class, just like they treat America with first class. You know, they gave me that first class treatment at the Trump Hotel. Of course, I had to have a couple of my mamacitas come over and give me a little back rub afterwards. You know, throw back some cold ones, enjoy Las Vegas, and make Vegas great again, Adam.
Right. Okay, so you did. So that night you actually had sex with lots of promiscuous
yeah.
women?
Were those girls legal immigrants?
Of course they're illegal, man. You know, I'm all about legal, but illegal, that's, it's illegal. So.
Now, how do you think the
pussy.
fight, being that you fought Usman and you train with Masvidal, and they're supposed to fight July 4th weekend in Vegas, or that fight weekend, how do you think that fight goes?
It's funny you bring up Journeyman George Masvidal, a.k.a. the Street Judas. He tries to call himself Street Jesus, but really he's Street Judas. The guy's, he's not deserving of a title shot at him. The guy's a bum. He's got 15 losses on his record. He's a 50-50 broken mediocre fighter. That's what his BMF
He knocked out Ben Askren. He knocked out Ben Askren. Ben Askren.
Ben Askren? The guy who was beating up all these Asians in bingo halls? He beat up a bunch of amateurs in Asia in the bingo halls. Who gives a fuck about Ben Askren?
He beat Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is a tough guy.
Who's that? Oh, yeah? How many losses does he have on his record? 15 losses? What's his record in the last 5 to 10 years? 50-50 at best? I think he has a losing record, to be honest.
So who do you think wins that fight, though?
He's a California soy boy. He's dropping soy boy bombs. He ain't ready for MAGA bombs.
Now, who do you think wins that fight, though, between Masvidal and
Usman?
Usman?
Fight, Adam.
What?
I'm sure of it. They're not going to fight. Journeyman George Masvidal does not want to fight me or Marty Fake Newsman because he knows he can't wrestle. He'll get exposed. He's not a well-diverse fighter. He's one-dimensional. And if he fights me or Marty Fake Newsman, he'll lose. So he's going to sit out and he's going to try and overplay his hand and hope that he gets the Conman McGregor fight. And he's not going to get that fight. And he's going to be sitting on the sidelines while I win my welterweight title this July, International Fight Week. Colby Chaos Covington, top of the marquee, versus Marty Fake Newsman 2, the rematch. There's a sequel and a trilogy to this, Adam. We ain't finished yet.
Hey,
There's one little battle. But the war is the fucking come.
Look, I know you're all fired up about Usman, but what do you think? You just mentioned Conor McGregor. What do you think about that, bro?
He called you out. McGregor called you out.
Yeah, well, that could be a big money fight. Who gives a fuck about a title when you can make that big money and arguably fight maybe not like a better matchup for you?
Didn't you just see all the leaked videos of Conman McGregor the other day in bed with some crack whore who had all her teeth missing?
Oh my
Dude,
God.
the dude's not even going to make it to the octagon again. He's going to end up locked up behind bars.
So how do you
Let's
think
be honest. Conman McGregor couldn't even knock that 50-year-old old dude off the bar stool. How's he going to fuck with Raw American Steel and twist his sex appeal?
Wow. But he did call you out. But also, Michael Chiesa called you out. Are you going to respond to that?
Who is she?
No, Michael Chiesa. He won the Ultimate Fighter. He's a great fighter. He just beat Rafael Dos Anjos. He's a tough guy. Yeah. No, you're not
Never
even
heard
going
of
to
her.
All right, Michael
Never heard of
Chiesa.
her. I mean, I get a lot of groupie girls that sweat me and are DMing me on my Instagram, but I can't keep track of them all, Adam.
Now, how did you feel about? They made it very racial after your fight. I never saw more people tweeting about the fight. They were calling you an alt-right guy or Nigerian immigrant, knocks out Trump supporter, alt-right. Did that get to you at all?
Nah, not at all, I mean, you got freaking 50 Cent out there, talking all this shit. He's just an internet troll these days. He doesn't really want to step up to the plate. I was proposing to fight 50 Cent, one hand tied behind my back, $1 million for charity, Adam. And he don't want to fight. He's a little bitch.
Why have one hand? I mean,
shit.
50 Cent used to box. He's a lot heavier than you. Why not use?
Hey, I only need one hand against that little slob. Let's be honest. He got shot 9 times, Adam. If he got shot 1 time by Colby Covington, he wouldn't get back up.
But don't you think you should use both hands to fight 50 Cent?
No weight class. I only need one hand. He can pick the hand. I promise you it's only going to take one hand. I'll jab him up and eat his body alive and finish him.
Mayhem, how do you think the fight goes?
Bro, I got money on Colby on that one. I already told you.
With one hand.
With one hand. When you brought this up already a long time ago, I said Colby's going to handle it one-handed. He might put both hands and just do it with his
Now there were some celebrities coming at you too, though, like Steve-O.
Let's talk about Rosie. What about Rosie O'Donnell?
And Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie, come on. You're losing. You're losing. Hey, wait, Mayhem.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell is losing 8-10 rounds to obesity, and she wants to talk about me. She's losing 8-10 rounds to obesity. She wants to talk about a world champion fighter. What's she ever beaten? I'm not talking about her Hollywood little spouses that she's beaten. I'm talking about real, actual fights. What the fuck have you beat, Rosie? You can't even beat obesity, you fat slob, fat pig.
Yeah, so Rosie was talking about you. Steve-O was talking about you. Michael Rappaport. Did Michael
Whatever.
Did any of this? Michael Rappaport, he goes, imagine being a fake MAGA guy thinking you'll make money. You sold your soul. You'll never be invited to the White House. He was already invited to the White House.
He's already been there.
Yeah.
See how fake news these guys are?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They make fake. Hey, they're in their feelings and they make fake narratives. That's all it is.
But a lot of guys supported you. I mean, the Rock said respect to both men, great fight. Leon Edwards said that he's now going to be the champion based on that fight. So how do you think Leon versus Woodley goes?
Who? Leon Scott? Did you say Leon Scott?
Leon Edwards is fighting Tyron Woodley. Yeah.
I've never heard. Leon Scott has a fight?
Leon Scott, yes. Now, a week later, you were hanging out with Little Pump at the basketball game. What was that like?
That was a really good experience. I can't lie. Little Pump's a good dude. We're going to shoot actually a little music video soon. So, he's got chicks. I got chicks. We're going to bring the chicks together and we're going to have a great time. So,
nice.
All the people that were saying that I've been in hiding, what are you talking about? I was front row on the courtside seats at the Miami Heat game with Little Pump like 4 days after my fight. So I'm not hiding. I have nowhere.
Yes.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, Adam.
No, look, I believe it. And you got $500,000, and I think even though you lost the fight, I feel like your stock rose. I think people were expecting you to get steamrolled, and it was you were 1 minute away from being the champion. And if that ref hadn't done that, I had you winning. I had you winning the fight. Even if you would have lost that round, he still would have won 3 rounds to 2, in my mind. The judges had it differently, but I was there. And what's funny is that a lot of people had your back. It was a big Usman, and then all of a sudden the lights went down, and you heard Colby. Like, people were really starting to. You had a lot of support there. A lot of people do like what you're doing. And I thought you fought great. I was a little curious as to why you didn't shoot a takedown. He's got great wrestling, too. But I think that your wrestling.
But no, he was right though. He was doing a good job of dictating the pace with the stand-up. He was scoring his shots, getting out of the way of most of his shots. The only thing that happened is that as both men got tired, he got tagged with that shot late in the fifth round.
Yeah,
got hit with that shot, wobbled him, and then he went for a double leg. Yeah, and I mean what he's saying is accurate. I see why they stopped it. Like I said, being the bad guy has its ups and downs. You can get in the guy's head, but you also get in the referee's head. You also get in the judge's head. You also get in everyone. There's no such thing as a fair fight. And everybody kind of was against you. And the only way to really cemented it was to put him away. So, I guess that's something to think for the rematch.
I know that you said you were going to hit Dana with the belt afterwards. If you try to put it around. Did Dana say anything after the fight? Like, great fight?
Yeah. He said great fight. He's fine. He's fine in my book. We're cool now, so it is what it is.
So you and Dana are cool. You and Rogan are cool.
Yeah.
Did Misha Tate come up to you and you guys make up? You and Misha?
Nah, she's still a shill for that other company in Asia. So who gives a shit about her? The only reason she's famous is because she put all those leaked internet photos, supposed leaked, but we all know that they weren't leaked. She put that up there to get publicity and notoriety. So She's just one of the fakest people I know, Mayhem. Like, she was selling fights off drama with Ronda, and then she wants to talk shit about me for selling fights with drama. It's just like the girl is such a hypocrite and two-faced, and she makes no sense.
Now, Ali Abdulaziz said you have his respect. Seems like he's been extending an olive branch. Are you buying it, or you think this is some kind of a ruse?
I'm not buying it, and I never buy anything that Ali Abdelaziz sells. So
you don't want to support
my
terrorism.
rematch. Exactly. I don't want to support FBI informants and Muslim group. You know,
I'm glad you said that because I'm getting more and more like information. I never heard anything about this guy until I come on MMA Roasted.
For a while.
Yeah, I was down for a while. Nobody talks about.
You were doing time for him. I think he snitched you out.
Maybe he did snitch me out. But now that I hear more and more about this, I'm worried about the sport of MMA in general.
It's crazy what's going on right now in the sport. So now was Mike Brown and Mako and the guys at ATT, they must have been proud of you.
The first name, I don't know who, you know, I don't work with that guy. You know, I work with Steve Mako. He's proud of me. You know, we work hard and we're still working hard. We're putting in the work every day in the wrestling room. Conan Silvera, he does a great job at American Top Team, getting me ready, my head coach. You know, we're working on a lot of new things and we're growing and evolving every day. So you haven't seen the best of me yet. And then, you know, my striking coach, Gabriel Oliveira, and then also Anderson, Anderson, he's a really good kickboxing coach from Brazil. And you know, we're putting in good work just under, you know, Dan Lambert's tutelage at American Top Team. And, you know, there's
another guy who's like a big rebel that you've been training with is Pat Downey. This guy is like, he was like a world champion wrestler who got like kicked off a bunch of teams for some crazy stuff going on. And he's got the long mullet. He's a monster of a guy. And you're training with him. What's that like?
Yeah, that's been fun. You know, he's a tough kid. You know, he could have a bright future. You know, he's got bricks for hands if he wanted to get into fighting. You know, I think if he learned how to throw those hands, he could be very dangerous. And, you know, his wrestling is very high level. The guy's got throws from nowhere. You know, he's throwing guys for 5 where you shouldn't be throwing guys for 5. So he's a tough kid, and I hope he ends up in American Top Team fighting.
Right. Now, Paige Van Zandt's boyfriend said you beat him, her husband, in college, you and Austin, but he wants a rematch. So, no, I'm kidding. He happens to be a nice guy. He says he's a big fan of yours, by the way. Austin Vanderford. Now, did Chael Sonnen used to coach you?
Yeah, he did, man. When I was like 7, 8 years old, I used to wrestle in a mat club, and we'd go travel to his mat club, and I'd see him at local little community wrestling tournaments for the kids clubs. And man, he was always around, and I just, you know, he'd always help everybody that wanted help, and he was just such a good guy. Like, I remember he'd always give me advice and coach me, and always be like, give an extending hand. Hey, if you want to come train in Portland with me, you can always come train with me. So, man, me and Chael go way back, man. That's Uncle Chael.
Now, I heard sometimes, like, he, like, calls you and, like, you guys discuss strategies for how to, like, right? No?
What?
Yeah. We discuss a lot of things, you know. He's a very smart and intelligent guy, and, you know, we discuss business and entertainment and, you know, just how to sell.
Yeah. No, now, after you're done with MMA, are you going to go into WWE? Is that something you'd want to do?
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I think the transition to WWE from MMA is going to be pretty easy for me. I understand how to get on a mic. I understand promos. I understand a different side to it than most people understand. And let's be honest, the WWE numbers are down right now. Vincent, man, you need to call me. You need help over there. I can help you, man. My numbers don't lie. Look at the numbers, baby. Vincent, man, give me a call.
But how many fights you got left with the UFC, though, before you talk all that? You could be getting in some legal trouble like that. You know what I mean?
You know who's training over there now? Tito Ortiz at the WWE headquarters.
Awesome.
Tito Ortiz is there now.
Things are getting weird.
He was a big fan of yours, by the way. Tito Ortiz was really rooting for you.
I got him some tickets front row with him and his girl for the fight. So that's my boy, Tito. You know, the Trump train. We on the Trump train together. We dropping MAGA bombs.
That's hilarious. So are you going to accept any other fight other than Usman?
No, I'm not going to accept any other fight except for Usman. So, I mean, unless they open up the checkbook and they make a fight worth offering, then I'm not going to accept any other fight. You know, I was done so dirty, and I want the rematch. I'm telling you,
Conor McGregor, bro. You and Conor, the promos alone, I think it just, you know, remember what, the Mayweather, when they had just that publicity tour?
Yeah.
You could be doing that. You know what I mean? You could be getting paid like, you know, $30,000 just to show up and talk.
What did you think about the whole Conor Cowboy fight?
I mean, Conman McGregor doesn't want to fight a real welterweight like me. He wants to fight little midgets, and that's all he's going to do, losing midgets.
But what was your thought about the whole Cowboy thing? Like
the shoulder strike? Like, talk about it.
I think Stephen A. Smith made a good point. I'm on Stephen A. Smith's side, you know. I think, hey, let's be honest. Stephen A. Smith is a real journalist. All these other journalists and MMA media, they're not even fucking journalists. They don't even have journalism degrees. They're fucking marks. They're marks for the sport who sit in their mom's basement and they're eating Cheetos like little fucking dorks, and they want to talk about fucking MMA media. You don't even have journalism degrees.
Do we have
Stephen
any
A. Smith
Cheetos
is a
here?
real fucking journalist.
I mean, he did make a lot. He made a good point.
He did.
But I think what he messed up was when he said, "I've gotten in more fights in the last week than Cowboy." Like that's when I think rubbed people the wrong way. When he says things like,
Hey.
"I can take a bigger punch," you're like, "Okay." Like, no, you can't. Like, come on, man. You know.
You never know.
Now, how do you not have a
Cowboy's
girlfriend?
been hit a lot of times.
How do you not have a girlfriend to settle you down? By the way, I mean there must be women, these MAGA women with the American flag bikinis.
A good Christian girl.
Yeah, sending you pictures. Why have you not settled down yet?
Because I'm just too focused on my business and I'm too focused on my career, and girls slow you down, man. They want
100%.
your time, they want your energy, and they want you distracted from what's the real prize and what you really want in life and your dreams and goals. And I'm not going to let any girl hold me back from my dreams and goals. So, I want one girl for every day of the week.
Hell yeah.
By the way, you know who's a big fan of yours? Kayla Harrison. We had her on the podcast. She talks very highly of you. So just so you know.
Unicorn.
What? She's a unicorn? Yeah, what about you and
She's a
Kayla?
unicorn.
That would be some angry sex right there, right? Him and Kayla?
Stop, no, that's my teammate. I don't mix business and pleasure.
Who do you think? I don't know who sweeps
Dirtbag.
who. Who do you think sweeps who?
I don't know. I just want to see the underhooks.
Yeah, exactly. The underhooks would be good. Yeah. So, by the way, also a big fan of yours won last week. Hector Lombard won his bare knuckle boxing. He's now the world champion last week. Did you go to his fight?
I wasn't able to make it, but I was supporting, and I'm really happy for Hector, man. He's another MAGA supporter, and he's keeping America great, and we're addicted to winning. Some people are addicted to drugs, Adam. Some people are addicted to cheating on their wives, cheating on their taxes. We're addicted to winning. That's our drug of choice.
Now, Usman said that you and Masvidal tag team girls. He said that in an interview recently, that you guys were sharing women. How does he know that, and what happened? And were you sharing women?
Fucking MMA Roasted Podcast.
I don't know how he would know that. That's just so weird. That what was he in the room or something? Like, did he have video surveillance like when we were at these parties or something? Like, that's just crazy, man. Like, I'm not gonna speak up, and I don't kiss and tell anymore, Adam. I'm a real professional and a true
But who busted?
professional now.
Who busted first? Did you guys have a competitions? You and Masvidal? Was it like you and Street
Well, yeah,
Jesus?
There's no Street Judas. There's a reason
right.
Street Judas hates me. It's because he can't last as long as me, Adam.
Yeah.
He's not the. They don't call him the cardio king and the porn star cardio like they call me. So he's just a little jealous and bitter that I can last longer than, and I have better cardio, and frankly, that I'm just a better fucking fighter.
Yeah.
So that's where the thing. So you guys would share girls. He would nut early, and then you would last, and he would get jealous, and that's why he's mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming and saying that we share girls, and I'm not saying that's the reason he's mad. He's mad because I won the world title, and he's jealous that I won a world title, and he's a little bitch. And then he's got 15 losses on his record, and he can barely have a winning record in his last 10 fights. So he's just jealous of my success.
Now, were you jealous when Jessica I was asking him? She was tweeting out, "Hey, you with the robe? Come see me later." No, you weren't upset about.
Who's that? I've never heard of that. Who is that?
Forget it.
Hey.
Forget it.
Hey, dude, I'm hanging out with Bang models and stuff. I'm sponsored by Bang. Thank you. Shout out to Bang Energy.
We got Bang right here.
I'm hanging out with hot supermodels every day, Adam. You think I'm worried about some fucking 5 that's in women's MMA fighting?
She's not a 5. I like Jessica.
Hey, but let's be honest, man. There's not a girl that's attractive, in women's MMA fighting. It's just,
there are plenty of girls that are attractive. What are you talking about? What about the Carolina?
Colby Covington?
Yeah, that one's a beautiful girl right there. Rachel Ostovich. I
Danny
mean,
Garcia.
Yeah, but you got to look at the sample size, though. The sample size is skewed, you know? Like, if you go out in South Florida, the beach, or you go out
Oh,
to,
yeah,
like, one
that's-
of these porn conventions, you know, you're going to see a lot assortment of just hot girls. And, like,
you're going
all
to
these
porn
girls that think they're
conventions?
hot.
When do you go to porn
I may have been.
conventions?
Nah, I used to back in the day, not anymore.
Did you have your own booth? Was there like a booth? Was it like,
Nah. I was just observing. I was just there with a friend observing, seeing what was going on.
of course.
Seeing what could they possibly talk about at a porn convention? Like, what
did
is this?
they?
Oh, this is how you. They were like giving like demonstrational videos. Like, this is how you need to eat the pussy. Like,
Oh my
this is
God.
this is how you do anal.
We should go to those.
Informational event.
That sounds like a
Yeah, I
plan.
need to do some research for science.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, what did you think of Corey Anderson getting knocked out last week?
I'll be totally honest with you, and I am honest. I haven't watched UFC since I fought because it was so rigged, and it's just so fucking bad, man. I can't stand and wither my stomach to even come around to watch fighting right now.
What about your former
It's
roommate, John
pathetic.
Jones? John Jones had a good fight. I mean, a lot of people thought he lost Dominic Reyes. They gave him the win. Did you watch that fight?
Like I said before, I haven't watched any fights since my fight. And, I heard about it. You know, people have been talking about it, saying there was corrupt judges. And, I'm not surprised. I'm like, they're like, what was your reaction, Colby? I'm like, I'm not surprised, man. I know how the judges and refs and how the system can be, why would they want their cash cow to lose? That's a guy that's making money for him right now. So, of course, they're not going to let him lose on the judges' scorecards.
Now, you accused Usman of taking EPO before the fight. Now, where did you hear that, and how did that start?
So I got a bunch of information from secondhand from all his training partners. Like, I had heard from multiple training partners, and I'm not going to put them out there because I don't want them to be involved in this, and I'm not trying to throw them under the bus. But I just heard it from a lot of different people, and I think it's pretty obvious and it's pretty clear that the way I put him on the spot at the press conference, he wasn't even able to defend himself, and he didn't even deny it. Like, he just was like, yep. And, I know he's got good doctors, and they're able to blood dope, and they're able to do a good job to get him clean when he needs to get clean. So it's unfortunate. You can see the progression in his career. When he fought Emo Mick, he gassed out in 3 rounds, and then he's going out there and torching Tyrone Tyquil Woodley for 5 hard rounds. So,
Mayhem, you took EPO, right, Mayhem? You took EPO in your life?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
How does that help you?
I don't think it does. Well, I think that the science behind it is it gives more white blood cells to you or something, or get more oxygen in your blood, apparently.
But you didn't notice difference when you took it?
Yeah. I think definitely, like, after my career was over, I tried to do that, and it makes you have so much extra blood that you could stroke out. So it's very dangerous. It's like it's outlawed for a reason because it makes your blood like so thick, viscous that you could just drop dead.
But did you
So
notice
it's
your
dangerous.
cardio was much better?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it definitely is illegal for a reason because it works. But I mean, it's funny that he called him out on it and he didn't deny it, and it was like a strange moment that only Colby can make. So hats off for that. That was wild.
Well, you called out
that.
GSP, right, after that fight?
Oh, yeah.
Did GSP ever deny taking stuff?
No. I mean, look, if you're on the right side of things, you're kind of allowed to do whatever you want, right?
Example for
Yeah, like if you're
Picograms.
if like
Johnny picograms.
yeah, it's if you're the marquee guy, well, why are they gonna shut you down?
Well, what's crazy with the John Jones thing is that, his claim is that he, didn't know what was in his system and he doesn't need steroids, yada, yada. Colby says that back when they were in college together, he was taking steroids back then. He bulked up to like 230 from 190 or something. So he's been doing this for a long time. And if you look at a lot of his fights since coming off, since allegedly being clean, they've been a lot closer.
Yeah.
His fight against Dominic Reyes.
Oh, yeah.
His last fight, versus when, I guess before he was just running through people. Well, you could say that's age, or maybe the people that he's fighting has gotten better, or maybe there's more tape out on you, or.
I wouldn't
Colby?
say it's age though, because he's still in his prime, in his early 30s, 31, 32 years old. I think that, back then MMA was different. There wasn't commissions, there wasn't systems where, they had drug testing in place. So guys went out there and it wasn't a big deal to do steroids because that's kind of what they wanted. Do steroids, let's put two guys in a cage that look like, the Hulk and let them try and kill each other, and they're trying to change that and clean it up. But yeah, John has looked a lot different these days. He looks human. Back then he used to look invincible. And I think that is, the signs of, the doping's getting out of his system. But look at Lance Armstrong, a guy that did EPO, for Lance Armstrong, he was winning every Tour de France. And then as soon as he stopped doing the EPO, he couldn't win anything. And, his career went down the drain.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it's got to feel good, though. I mean, Colby, from a guy that I had you on the podcast after you were like UFC Fight Night China, and it was like your first fight ever, and I was like, this guy's got something special. And I had you on the podcast, and you were like this like sort of humble, nice guy, and then, but you were like, I'm like, dude, we gotta create a gimmick for you. I was sort of like leading you in that way. I mean, I was half
You're taking
serious,
credit for his success.
No, I'm not. No,
Classic
he's taking
Adam.
success. But I'm saying you were a guy that no one even knew was on the map.
The Jews control the media.
to go from where you are now, where literally the president is tweeting about you and
calling me
and calling you, and his kids are saying, hey, keep your head up, and you've sort of divided the country.
Nice.
I mean, you got to say, I mean, you have really made a name for yourself. Do you ever like step back and go, man, I was just some fucking college wrestler from Oregon, all-American guy, and now I'm the most popular athlete in the country, or one of them? That's got to feel pretty good.
To be honest, Adam, I don't really think about those things. I'm not like most MMA fighters where I need to stroke my ego, because all these fighters, a Street Judas, a Dustin Poirier, these guys that they need to stroke their ego, and they need to tell themselves these things to make them feel better about themselves. I don't need to do that. I have a great life. I got the president calling me before and after my last fight. I got great support behind me with the Trump family, the First family. I got some great support with my agency, Ballinger Group. I got great support with the American Top Team and Dan Lambert. So, I know I've came a long way, but it's hard work and earning it. I earn it like every other American earns it, the blue collar way. Go out there and anything you want in life, manifest it, work hard for it, and never stop believing in your dreams.
Yeah, amen to that. Now, what do you say as far as like, because I know personally from what I see, the way you would interact with people, that you're not racist. I mean, every time I talk to you, you're hanging out with King Mo or this one or that one, or being on. It just seems
Wait,
like
this one or that one.
No,
what?
not this one or that one. All right, let's take that part out.
Right.
Not this one or that
Edit
one.
that one out.
I'm saying, okay. Point is that you're not racist. That's not what I meant. Fuck you, man.
Why would you even bring up racist? Why does that even come into discussion?
Well, what do you have to say to people that are
discussion?
What do you have to say to people that are accusing you of being racist?
I have to say that I put on a hat that says 4 words that says "Make America Great Again," and that makes me racist. First off, I've never said one racist remark in my whole entire career, and I never would. So how can you even say in the same sentence of when you're talking to me anything about racism when I've never said anything racist before?
No, he's pointing out that a lot, and I think you defended yourself already, that by being aligned with the Trump family, like a lot of people project that onto you. Now, we're not calling you a racist. We're saying that a lot of people, that they paint you in that light.
You're 100% right. And you know what's funny about that? It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was talking with Candace Owens like before my fight. I don't know if you guys know who Candace Owens is.
Yeah.
But she was like, she was doing an interview and like they were calling her racist. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm a black lady who supports Trump. How am I racist? Oh, you support Trump, you're racist. What are you talking about? Like, look at the double standard. I mean, the hypocrisy is just pathetic. And anybody will make up a fake narrative these days just to make you look bad. And that's what people are trying to do. They're just trying to make me look bad. They're in their emotions and their feelings are hurt. And this isn't the emotion or feelings business. This is the fighting business.
No, I hate that. I hate that when people start calling you racist online because I want to defend you, but then I know when I defend you, I'm just gonna get fucking tons of It's like
so
it's
what?
Like, I know it's annoying.
Let me tell you what being a Colby fan and being a Trump fan is like these days. It's like you have to be a closet fan. It's like being gay in the 50s or 60s. You couldn't come out and say you're gay. It wouldn't slide. So you had a closet community of people that believed in this certain way. And times are changing, so you can come out. Don't be afraid to speak your mind.
No, I'm not afraid. But here's what they say, because I'll be like, he's not racist. And they go, well, he called Brazilians filthy animals, right? And then I go,
So, Brazil's not a race.
Brazil's not a race, but you can't call a whole group of people filthy animals. That's the definition of being prejudiced or a bigot or just that's the problem.
So it was okay that they could tell me that they hope I died and you will die and your mom's a fucking whore and I'm gonna rape your mom after the fight and grab my American flag. You know how many people lost their life for that flag? I fight for the troops and the Trumps and the troops. They put their life on the line for that flag. That flag.
But they were saying that about you. They weren't saying all white people are doing that. They just said you. So couldn't you have just said guy's a filthy animal, not all Brazilians? Like that, when you lump in all Brazilians, then that's when you get in trouble. You understand?
No, I don't understand, because last time I checked, they used that quote in Home Alone and it wasn't racist. So why is it racist now?
Exactly.
What, filthy animal?
You filthy animal.
Checkmate.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
But that's the only thing. I just wish you hadn't but it is what it is. I think also there was a playfulness that you were just calling filthy animals. You weren't I'd much rather be called a filthy animal than saying I'm going to die or rape my mother. That's really personal versus oh, you're a filthy animal, right?
I think the cultural...
Animals aren't even filthy, by the way. I have a really clean pet. My cats are fucking licking each other all the time. They're very clean. So
Okay.
enough about your cat.
my pet is a pig. The pigs are clean. All right. Back to you. So you're killing the game. You think you're gonna fight weekend in July?
I think so. I think we had a good talk with the UFC last week. My management group, Dan Lambert. The Ballinger group, Lloyd and those guys, they had a good talk with the UFC, and they want us to fight International Fight Week in July, and we'll just have to see how things go. I think they hit a snag with the journeyman fight and the Marty Fake Usman fight, and someone wants more money than they're worth, and I think I'm going to slide right back in, and it makes sense, man. Give the people what they want. The people want this. The people will cheer, USA, USA, Kobe.
Yeah, but
Kobe.
Usman's from the USA also, but he's also American. That made no sense. Usman's American
claims to be from Nigeria. Exactly. He's from America. He grew up in America, but he claims to be from Nigeria. Oh, I was born in Nigeria.
But I think
you were born in Dallas, Texas, bitch. You're a fake bitch. Stop fake acting. Stop fake nut shots. Stop fake eye pokes. Fake stoppages. Let's run this back. This shit ain't over yet.
This
shit ain't over. Round two.
But your eye poke. The time he poked you, were you faking it? But then you kind of fake something as well.
I've never faked anything in my life. He poked me straight up in the eye, and Mark Goddard said, all right, no more timeouts. You guys keep fighting. Oh, so now you're acknowledging that you gave Marty Fake Newsman 2 fake timeouts before, and you're not going to give me a timeout when I legitimately got poked? But it's okay. I'm used to the death being stacked against me. I'm going to keep fighting because I don't ask for timeouts or breaks. I ask to go out there and fight to the death and fight till someone's unconscious, and I got robbed of that. It's bullshit, fake fight, fake stoppage. And that shit needs to be reviewed and protested. I want my rematch.
Okay, but now that you know that Usman is capable of dropping you, because he did drop you, are you going to fight a little safer? Or it's just going to go punch and punch? Banana peel?
Yeah, he slipped on a banana peel. Yeah.
I slipped on a banana peel, Adam. It got really slippery in the UFC octagon that night, and I fell to the ground. But hey, I was in a safe space. I shot a double leg. He was just putting his hips on me. Dude, as a wrestler, Adam, you know wrestling. You coach kids wrestling. Dude, I relax most of the time in fights or in wrestling matches when I'm on a double leg extended, and I'm just kind of catching my breath, catching my senses, getting back to reality. And that's exactly what I was doing, intelligently defending myself, putting my hand behind my back because he's hitting the back of my head. I mean, the fight, you're supposed to only be able to hit from right here to right here. And why is he hitting clearly in the back of my head? I had to get stitches behind my head because he put so many marks back there.
Wow.
Damn. Well, listen, I mean, Colby Covington.
I keep coming away. I want to hate you, bro. I really want to.
Why do you want to hate him?
Because, no, I just, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this politics. I don't know if I agree, but you keep winning me back, bro. I don't know how you keep doing it. You keep convincing me to, I was gonna vote for Bernie, but I'm swinging this way.
No, but Usman got booed at the last time UFC event. They put a picture on him. He got booed.
Oh, he got booed for sure.
I mean, people
I don't think he's not going to get booed. I'm sure the boos are going to keep coming his way, and he's going to keep smiling right through it. That's what's making me a fan. That's what's making me a fan. He doesn't give a fuck what you guys say. He's going to keep doing his thing. And you know what?
No, Masvidal, according to Masvidal, you do scroll the internet for stuff about you. Is that true?
Dude, you can't believe anything Street Judas says, man. There's a reason they call him Journeyman George Masvidal. He's the true definition of a journeyman. I mean, the guy's got 15 losses on his record. He was getting knocked out by lightweights Rodrigo Dam, getting upside inverted triangle, knocked out unconscious by Toby Imada. What's a Toby Imada? No one even knows what that is.
I beat up Toby Imada in 2001.
Hey, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to Mayhem, Mayhem, at the end of the day, I respect everybody's opinion. I still like you. You can hate me, and I have a lot of haters. You can hate me, but I respect your opinion. You still have an opinion. This is freedom of speech. This is America. God bless America. God bless the Trump.
Yeah,
God bless the Trump. God bless you, Adam.
God bless you too, Colby. Yes.
Freedom of speech. Protect your amendments.
Thank
America
you.
great.
Colby.
Thanks, Colby. We'll talk
You're
to you
the
soon.
man.
Trump 2020.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bro, this guy's great. Fucking great. Bro, I really wanted to go at him, but you know what I mean? You just can't. He's just too much. He's got his shit tight. He's like, he's a great fighter. He's got he's just got this personality that's just popping off. He's like the in guy right now. I mean, he's like the new Conor McGregor, really. I mean, in my opinion.
He's the Conor McGregor, but except that he's not he's not out cheating on his wife or allegedly cheating on his wife.
He's actually a good dude.
Yeah, Colby's seems like
Yeah, I saw this clip that he's talking about with this weirdo girl, taking a nap.
Was that him though? I don't know if that was really him.
Yeah, for sure that was him.
Really?
I mean, look, I don't know. I didn't see the curvature of his butt.
We should have asked CB Gold. He was underneath the bed with what's going on.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was.
No, he was under the bed.
Yeah, that was a really strange video. And I don't know. Colby just kills another interview right now. I mean,
should we start the thing from the beginning or just fuck it?
I mean, look, we're trying to be professional now.
Yeah, it's a good point. Okay, so
our phone call.
That was
awesome.
Yeah, let's talk about. So the last 2 weeks. Let's talk about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We didn't start the show. We started the show with Colby. We didn't start any of it. All right, so.